You are now listening to Nexxlegacy Radio, a radio station for the people.
Awesome, Charles. Thank you so much. And Charles said he can talk for a couple seconds. Charles.
All right, thanks. Um, I've always had like a situation where I felt like working 9 to 5 is great. I've always had the opportunities or wanted to always run something that I consider like. I mean, I always feel like we're all capable of being our own bosses, working our own hours, not just a 9 to 5, but doing something that can basically be your legacy, right? So um as I dived in, I know, one of the core topics is what is next legacy. As far as to me, when I started this 14 years ago, um it was part of giving back to artists, interview certain people of stature that uh, inspired me or wanted me to do something more than what I was doing at that particular time. So, 14 years, I gave birth to something, um, and it's evolved over a course of time. Where now it's a different playing field, but the same mission. But doing it on a platform that is standing 24 hours, 7 days a week, generating our only source of revenue is through ads and things of that nature. But deeper than that, I always feel like now is an opportunity for us as Next Legacy to um, inspire others and see what we're capable of becoming, but also adding more pieces to this puzzle so we can all find ways to grow and motivate ourselves and things like that too. And I think it's very important, um, as we continue to just be businessmen and women, that it's deeper than just the business that you give birth to. It's finding ways to not just leave this legacy, but also to um, partner with other people with the same mission statement, and like mine, to be able to grow their own individual brand. So that's a lot of what the mission that I feel like entails. And we have over the course of this last year, I mean, we have awesome partners from Amazon to Walmart to Safeway, and so many different people that we are working with. But also we want to work with you, the people out there that's up and coming, that has a business, that has some art form that they want to be able to get out to their higher level. I mean, now we've 24/7 millions of listeners daily, um, and the attraction is there. And I just want to take that attraction and just make sure that I make it a big focus of attention, so we all can be able to have a platform to evolve and things like that. And I think it's important, especially to all the business people out there that's listening, and all the people out there that really want to do something um bigger than yourselves. You have to make sure that you take that time and opportunity to kind of piece together exactly what it is you want from yourself and your business, and how you can get it, and who you need to talk to, and what's it going to take when it comes to certain sacrifices that you will be able to come across when you do it. And the stage is set. I think we have so much resources, and we have so many connections that we need to tap into. It's just a matter of just you know, uh, get it in so many ways, shapes, and forms that we have. I mean, the avenue is there for us to drive through, and it's just a matter of just making sure that we have the bandwidth within ourselves to be able to sustain it and just keep the motivation coming. And there's gonna be obstacles, obviously, but I don't care about those. I just care about I learn from those, and I want to just continue to push forward and keep growing. And I think that's the best blessing that I feel like we can all give to each other. So next legacy is not for me; it's for everybody else that feels like they can be a part of a legacy to be able to grow. And I think that's the best mission statement that I feel like I can bring when it comes to the body of work that we have encompassed, not just the 14 years, but the big push over close to this last 8-9 months now is exactly that. Mission statement will continue to evolve.
Awesome. So I think what's really cool about Nexxlegacy and the brand that we built is the fact that um, it's never been about just the group. It's always been about the people. It's always been about the audience. It's always been about how can we build people up. As Charles was saying, we've gone from hundreds of thousands of listeners to now millions of listeners in a matter of like 8 months, which is insane to me. I remember we were like, well, if we what was our goal, like 500,000.
Our goal was actually it was less than that. It was literally 250, and then our listening hours was like if I could have a listening hours of our station to be like 5 hours on a weekly basis, then that's dope. No, we've amassed that. We've hit obviously in the millions as far as listeners, but our listening hours is on average like 10 hours plus. Um, but you're not gonna either hear that or see that in the mainstream because it is what it is, and if it's popular, then people will grow and go to it, and that's the narrative that I want to change because there is a lot of hidden successes within said companies. The company that if you're a business owner right now, there's a lot of successes that you can share that doesn't have to be mainstream driven, and that's not my goal. My goal, I don't care about mainstream. It's not really my accomplishment or what I want to accomplish. My mission is to generate as many like-minded individuals to grow their brand to the best of their ability, and to do it on a platform not just theirs, but to have other people supporting, organically. um and I think that is the best mission we can have because the listeners are great. The potential revenue is out there. I don't want to do this just to make millions and billions of money. If that happens, that's dope. I just want to be able to share that with everybody else because everybody can be self-sufficient. Everybody can be able to pay attention to what it is that they want to do out of life and what they want to leave for their kids, grandkids, great grandkids, whatever, and turn that into a viable company that will sustain and will last the test of time. And that's my goal. My goal, I want to leave this for my daughters. I want to make sure that I do what I need to do, and make sure that they have something that they can have. And even on that note, it could be a great tutelage, a good opportunity for people to see, plan, work, grow, and leave for their next generation of people because we're not all going to be here in the next 100 years. Maybe, maybe not. You know what I mean? But what can you leave behind that's going to be built on that whole game plan that you really are passionate about? Do that instead of just saying that, hey, I made this amount of money. Money's gonna come. Your legacy is gonna last longer than money.
And that's well put, Charles. And I feel like that's a segue for me to just take the mic because I just want to talk a little bit about really believing in yourself and Next Legacy being that platform um to help others with their legacy because you truly believed in me, and I I believed in myself, but it was just like you gave me that push to like you gave me direction, um and you put me in the right direction. You opened the right doors, you and Danielle. Um, so I want to be that. I'm that testimony to Next Legacy, um, of what it truly is and what it's building up to be. Because, um, man, in March it was crazy. Like the conversations we were having and the numbers we wanted to hit and the way we were not stressing, but the outcome that we wanted and what we're expecting were nowhere near the numbers that we're doing now. So it's just hard work, consistency, and just communication, right? Because I feel like a lot of our success comes from communication and being able to adjust, having those meetings, those board meetings, and being able to make that station that really that platform that everybody wants to come and listen to. And the way we just adjust, and we have so many different avenues and revenues that we hit Monday through Sunday. It's just, I believe it's the platform to be. It's going to be the future, and I'm all the way bought in. Like I am Next Legacy. So uh just a testimony to everything that you've done, Charles and Danielle, building up the brand. And I'm fortunate and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to be a part of Next Legacy. Um, I want to kind of open it up to Aaron and Antoinette and the Rainmaker to ask Charles any questions. Before we get into that, I just want to let everybody know that Next Legacy is a global multimedia brand dedicated in providing direction to help strengthen aspiring artists and businesses in growing and enhancing personal goals and aspirations. Our efforts are to educate children and adults across the world in building the legacy and carrying out a commitment to give back to others based on their efforts, hard work, determination, to create a platform catering and building to a legacy for generations to come. So basically, the question I ask everybody, you know what I mean, saying, without a legacy, what do we truly have? So with that being said, I'm just going to open it up real quick before we kind of go to, you know, a little bit more into Next Legacy, partnerships, sponsorships, a lot of the brands that we work with, and just Next Legacy as a whole, what we do. So I'll open up the floor right now to ask Charles any questions before we move on.
Hey,
I don't have any questions for Charles right now. He gave a really good description. What I'm excited about is the testimony about the numbers and where you all are at with the audience. One thing I can say is that I do enjoy the format. Kudos to the producers when it comes down to selecting the music.
I appreciate that. I would love to say it was all me, but nah, it's the strength of the board of directors and the people who, like, we have something for everybody, and I think it's structured that way because there's a lot of competitors, right? There's a lot of other radio stations, and on cue exactly what they're playing, how it's played. You can even skip, if you have the competitors like Title and some of the other people, right? So what we provide is a sense of a lot of traditional radio where remember back in the day, if you're old enough, you don't know what was playing next. You didn't care to know what was playing next. You just wanted to just, depending on if it's on a Sunday morning, you're up cooking breakfast, listening to the station. You just got in and just it just felt like easy, like Sunday morning. It was easy for us to all listen to specifics, right? So Monday through Sunday, I think 7 days a week, we have something for everybody. We have hip hop on Mondays. We have all women's interviews and music on Tuesdays. We have a mixed bag of on Wednesdays when it comes to cultural music alternatives. We have Deniers Your Radio on Thursdays, but we have, it's neocentric, but you mixed in with a lot of different interview content, Disney music, you name it, we have it. Fridays is our up and coming, specific. Saturdays mixed in with Hungry and Humble Sports. We have 70s, 80s, 90s, to early 2000 music. We have some, and Sundays we have slow jams. And it's to me, it's a cool way because we just don't take a specific genre and just like, all right, let's go. We have something for every genre. And I think that's the biggest thing, is because right now we're capturing a lot of love in the UK. From the early days, UK was probably at least a good 5 to 6% of our listener base, and now they're like 22% of our listeners base right now. And a lot of that is because we're capturing the imaginations of a lot of different ways that we can be able to push the content of music and interviews and even our ads on a global scale. And I think it's really attracted a lot of people from different countries, which is great.
and that's the biggest thing when it comes to Next Legacy is the fact that we are we've been able to build these relationships, you know, and not just in America but around the world. So the fact that we have the global listening base, which is a huge thing. So So it's really just a matter of trying to figuring out, where do we go from here? And that's the biggest thing. I think that's what really why I decided to build the club and kind of, to build new relationships and whatnot. Because if we can figure out where do we go from here, then we can definitely figure out how do we help more brands, how do we help more artists, and how do we grow and thrive beyond that, right? So before we get to anything, I want to talk about Hungry and Humble Sports. Walter, go ahead and tell everybody how that came to be and what you're and what opportunities you have gained from being with Next Legacy.
Oh man, I could talk all day about the opportunities that have come. No, but on a serious note, like I was saying, Charles and Danielle have helped me um, kind of realize my potential and kind of help me harness it and direct it the right way. Because before Hungry and Humble Sports Talk, it was Life After Sports. It was a different name. I was partnered up, different brand, amazing brand, amazing brand. Nothing wrong with it at all either. But I was always doing for others, and growing other brands. And they kind of sat me down, and they just put some sense into me, and they told me, what kind of direction do I want to go with myself, with my brand. So before actually releasing our first audio drop, we actually had to, they made sure I actually put all my paperwork and made sure my LLC was put in, my trademark was put in, and I actually changed the name to make it my brand. Where Charles said, "Nah, bro, I don't want nothing from Hungry and Humble Sports. I just want to see it grow because I see the potential in it. I see the potential in you. I see the hunger in you." Um, and so he kind of just harnessed me and made sure that I got everything in order as far as all my paperwork, and that might me being legit on that side of it. So then we obviously brought Hungry and Humble Sports Talk. So that is a show where I interview with anybody that has to do with in sports. But my main thing is bringing awareness to mental health. So I believe mental health is in every aspect and everything that anybody does. So I interview anybody from athletes to agents to personal trainers, yoga, anybody that has to do with sports. Just trying to give that platform and bring awareness to mental health. Try to have these hard conversations that people keep within themselves, and it eats us up. Is we start having depression, we deal with anxiety, a lot of different things. And especially in this day and age with this generation, I feel like they're the most vulnerable. And I feel like we have to have these conversations right now because we have to let them know that, hey, there is a platform. There are people out here that are going through the same things, that have gone through the same things and have overcame that. So that is Hungry and Humble Sports Talk. That's how we brought it to life. And since then, we aired the first episode. The first episode was in about 600,000 listeners, because we aired it about 3 months in. And since my highest was 2.2 million listeners with Tanya Lozano, um, a great entrepreneur in the city of Chicago in the Pilsen Land area, does amazing things. But that was our highest peak, and I still get a big old smile and goosebumps inside because I just can't believe that we've hit those numbers. But to go back to what Danielle and Charles have said, it's just been because of those that work ethic and those that communication and those relationships, real relationships, um, that we've created that have helped us get to that scale where we have that audience. So just being able to just be completely honest and being vulnerable with these relationships that we're creating, just an amazing thing that has been growing within Next Legacy, and that Hungry and Humble Sports Talk has adopted. And I'm excited. We just finished um shooting season one, our last episode 12. We haven't aired it out, but we just finished shooting it. We're closing up season one, and I'm excited and I'm anxious because Charles has been working relentlessly. Danielle has been working relentlessly, and they were able to to secure some good partnerships for the Hungry and Humble Sports Talk with Fanatics and the NBA sports stores. So it's just overwhelming. I don't even know where like to talk about it or where to stop, where to begin, because I'm right now I'm just living it right now, and it's just an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling to wake up every day and know that you work for yourself and you're working for yourself for the right reasons, and you truly believe in what you're doing. So um, I love Charles's leadership. I love Danielle's leadership, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to follow that type of leadership, and hopefully create some leadership within my own. So appreciate you, Charles. Appreciate you, Danielle. Probably ran a little bit over, but man, I could talk about it all day because Hungry and Humble Sports Talk, you guys put it on another level, another scale, and I'm just so indebted to you guys.
Can I add something? Because I think that it's important because Next Legacy is not like your typical um, style of business as far as what we do and how we go about it or whatnot. The pieces that Danielle and that Walter have with enhancing Next Legacy, there is complete transparency in revenue sharing. It's not like something they don't have access to see. All right, how much money are we making or what's going on? Oh, the CEO is trying to keep or hide something from the specific groups or whatnot. One thing about me that I always wanted to have, any income that's coming in or anything that we are sharing in terms of numbers or in terms of revenue or anything like that, they have full 110% access to database information, revenue information, growth information. It's super important that a business need to be transparent. And Denia's Your Radio and Hungry and Humble Sports Talk is exactly on that path of just doing the same thing. And I think any of the consumers, any of the people who will either buy ads from us or will want to partner with us will have that same transparency vibe anyways, because I think it's true to form. Not too many companies are going to be like, especially when you have certain CEOs or certain people, well, nah, I'm not going to tell you anything, or oh, no, I don't want to share anything because you're going to share it with everybody else or anybody else. And that's not the case with this company. It may be different and people may look at it differently, but in order for me to gain confidence in my people and my people to gain confidence in me, is if we do stay transparent, we do stay um uh open to communication when it comes to change, when it comes to, all right, you know what, we took a certain specific skill set that we have for a certain day, we need to flip it now because I don't think we're going to get good numbers for it. All right, let's try. And I think it's important for us to be able to model that and show others that we can be able to be exactly that. Big on communication, big on transparency, because all that creates growth and all that creates respect that we have for other people and stuff like that. So I think the business model that we had, I believe in it. My people right here believe in it, and it's okay. So people from the outside will look at it differently, but it to me, it's the best blessing that we can be able to give each other is that effort. So that's what's important.
And I think the biggest thing when it comes to Next Legacy and kind of what we do is the fact that we have different shows for different days, right? So like on Sundays, it's Branded After Dark, which came out of the one of the most famous shows that we have, which was Branded After Dark, which used to come on Sunday nights, and it was amazing because that's where you had all of the main celebrity interviews, and then after the interviews, we'd have different kind of conversations. Sometimes it pertained to the guests, most of the times not. And that's got to be one of our most popular shows for sure. And but now we've turned that into a whole day of just slow jams. You know what I'm saying? Just having some amazing, interviews from the past. Like we had the Stevie Wonder interview, which was so awesome. I wish I could have been there for that one. Which was incredible. Stephanie Mills, the late Ellen Thicke, which was such a fun interview to listen to because he had such a amazing personality with just the most beautiful energy. I know we didn't do the John B on that day, but like it was just so many incredible interviews. The interview we had with Chauncey from Blackstreet, that was really fun. You know, I could go on and on and on. But now you have a full day of just slow jams and throwback interviews. Monday is hip hop, that is grassroots, and it's all hip hop music all day long from every era. Tuesdays is all about the ladies, so it's music about or for women and
Tuesdays.
environment. Right? He's juking it. So there's so many incredible artists that we've had showcased, and we've showcased interviews from people like Shantae Moore and T-Baz, you know, which T-Baz was one of our most downloaded episodes with 900,000 downloads, which was insane. We broke Blog Talk for that one, just really cool. Wednesdays is what we call Pathways, which is basically the interviews are more geared towards like not just music. So sometimes we'll have movies. Sometimes we've had the owner of Novo Bank come on and talk about their journey and what they do. We've had real estate agents come on. It's just a really fun space where people can learn about different topics as well as get their motivational music on from whatever genre. Thursdays is my day, which is the Night Azure Radio. So Thursdays is the home of Nexxlegacy Honors. So what's that, you ask? Nexxlegacy Honors is where we take 4 hours out of the day and we pick one artist that we showcase. One artist that has done incredible things within the music industry gets 2 dedicated hours at 9 a.m. Central and 9 p.m. Central to just their music and showing them love. And we do that because it's about giving flowers to people while they're still here. Because every time, I'm so sick of people just, giving flowers when somebody dies. Let them be able to smell their flowers, appreciate them while they're here, just play their music, share their quotes, all that while they're here, not just when they die. So that's the biggest thing when it comes to the 900 radio. As well, it is definitely the hottest place for international, the best music and interviews. Period.
Before you move on too, you just peaked at 6.8 mil too. Go on with your.
Oh, we did 8.3 yesterday, which is insane. I was like, what? We did 8.3 because we honored Tina Turner, Diana Ross, Gladys Knight. It was so crazy. It was just, it's beautiful. You know, um, it's beautiful to be able to still. I'm saying, and Patti LaBelle. Like we typically just do one artist, but we did 4 yesterday because it was Thanksgiving, and then we had an amazing interview with Matt Blanchard. Which, if y'all are not following him, follow him on Instagram at Matty Blanch 3, because man, it was so powerful, so powerful.
Follow him on Clubhouse too.
Yeah, it was the perfect way to to give thanks, because it really was about giving back and showing inspiration and power, and that's what we do. So Fridays we have Legacy on the Rise, which is all about showcasing independent artists and showcasing some of the hottest mainstream artists that are doing it right now. So we're able to showcase artists. We've had a few artists from Bad Kids that have been showcased. We actually, it's funny. So I had a surprise, and we actually showcased Aaron's music yesterday on the National Radio. It was like super early in the morning. I woke up, I was like, wait, I know that record. So that was really cool to be able to hit him up and be like, hey, we just had millions of people listen to your music. So, you know, which is always a joy to be able to do for people who I know personally, because I know how hard they work. I know what their grind is. I know what value they bring to the music and entertainment industry. So Saturdays is our timeless vibes. And I love it because we have music from the early 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, and the 60s. And it used to be, so we used to have it like where we had like different blocks. Now we have it mixed in, so you literally have no idea what you're listening to. So we have gone from Ace of Base to Little Kim in the same like in the same two songs, and it's been amazing. I was like, wait, what?
Not too
So
many
it's
stations do that.
at all. I don't think anyone does that
I was
actually.
gonna say, I kind of, what I mean, I like that. I like that. I like when I'm like working and I'm just like I'm vibing out and I could just vibe out to the station, and I just know that I'm gonna get heat. I just don't know which heat I'm gonna get from which era. That's the
Right.
beautiful.
You have no clue because it literally like now it's just a hodgepodge. So you literally have no idea what's gonna happen next. So, but the best part about this whole situation is we control everything. There's nobody telling us you have to do this, you have to do that. You know, we literally control everything, even with our partners. They understand, they know this, understand this, and respect this. So we're never gonna have to change everything up because some partner said X, Y, Z. No, they rock with us because we are who we are, and that's what makes us different from many stations. Charles, go ahead.
Here's a blessing too. I wouldn't have known, Aaron's music, or maybe I would have found it, or maybe not. Maybe I would have come across it, or maybe not. There's a lot of music coming from different parts of the globe where you know how it is. Sometimes you have so much in your bag, but you don't know what you have in your bag until you start pulling it out, right? So I feel like it's a blessing that we can be able to uh, showcase specific artists with their specific skill sets, not just music, but other forms of art as well. Bring it to this platform and have other people who may not have known and or cross paths, literally cross paths. I see that as an extreme blessing. And I want to say real quick, I saw something on social media. I think it was one of Migos managers when they were actually having a panel discussion. They were talking about, well, it's gonna cost about 200,000 to get your record played or get a number one record played. Now, a lot of people started asking me this question, and they're like, well, how much is it going to cost you or cost us or whatever the case may be? No, we don't, we don't, we don't charge nothing to run your music. If the people want your music, it will stay on rotation, period. I feel like as businessmen and women, and remember, our revenue is based on ads, right? So if you have advertising that you want to do, enhance your business life, do something more than just give us your music. Create a path where you can be able to have someone go directly to your website and things like that as well. That's super, super important at this day and age, is to be able to create your own base of your clientele, because if you no longer have certain social media, where they're going to go, direct them to your website, direct them to your SoundCloud, direct them to whatever it is that you have that will be able to create that specific buzz for that specific brand that you are trying to cultivate. And a lot of people miss the boat when it says that, because again, people are fixated on a certain brand or a mainstream type of situation where that's what I need to have in order for me to grow. And that's not necessarily true. You see our numbers. Our numbers are strictly based through radio.com that we basically put out there. And it's not like, say, for instance, like a Netflix, where Netflix holds on to their numbers and then they release them as they see fit because they're a public entity as well. Um, you know what I'm saying? You want our information, we'll be transparent and give it to you. That's no problem. It's just a matter of what it is that you want to do with yourself and your brand. Take it up to another level. It just doesn't have to be mainstream.
Exactly, and that's the biggest thing is that we go beyond the mainstream. In fact, we showcase way more independent music than a lot of stations, especially at this level. You know, like Charles was saying, when it comes down to branding, that's a different story. Oh, we're spinning music all day long, and but that goes into the fact of like understanding the process too. A lot of artists forget that there is a process. Everybody listen on the replay. Stop sending links to your music. It's not gonna get listened to, especially right now. People getting hacked left and right. No stations clicking on a link. They want to keep their Instagram and their Twitter. I'm just saying. But it should have not. But it should always be a practice to use MP3s in the first place. because that's what's safest for you. That's what's safest for the stations that you're trying to work with, and that's what plays. If I have to convert your music in order to play it, I'm not doing that work. It doesn't make sense to me. It's more work for me to. You're making me work to support you. Where they do that at? Why would you ever do that to a company, right? So talking a little bit about the companies that we're working with. Speaking, one of the newest ones is Norton LifeLock. If you have had an issue where your Instagram, Twitter, whatever has been breached, you need to get something to that. You need to get a VPN because and a VPN is what's going to help you to secure your accounts and to secure your IP addresses and to be able to surf the web safely. It is I've heard the stories of people who've lost their accounts, and I can't even imagine because we put so much into our social media, especially when you're in media, because you're at an event, you're at a concert, you're gonna put on your stories or whatever, and all of that. So like those are moments. It's the moments that you can't get back. So protect it. You know what I'm saying? Like rock with us. You can go to www.nexxlegacy.com/partners or just click the link right above my head. But
And
also, go ahead.
let me also add that most of these, actually all these companies really that we are partnered with, they vet us, meaning they will do their due diligence, they will do their homework, they will check our websites, they will check our whatever social media activity to find out exactly who we are, what we have going on, and if it's worth the the process as far as partnering up with some of these people. Say, for instance, we just got on an email late last night, an approval partnership with not Paramount Plus, sorry, Discovery Plus. Um, and a lot of these people, they will ask us questions. They will want to know a little bit more in detail as far as how do we plan on supporting them. So we will actually do our own commercials. We do have support from some people. You're going to start hearing a lot of different types of commercials, but a lot of it we do ourselves within the board of directors and our staff. We do that because we want to, and also we do that because we can be able to talk about the products that we actually want to push as well. So we have well over, I want to say now, 140 some odd partners that we still don't have up there yet. I mean, I know there's a big push. Danielle said it on the partner section on our Nexxlegacy website. We have a complete catalog as far as all the people that we have right now, from Disney Plus to Paramount Plus to Amazon, Safeway, Walmart. Danielle mentioned Norton Antivirus. Walter mentioned Fanatics and NBA Store. And the list continues to grow. But again, it's just based on our resume and what we've done. And it's an opportunity, I feel like, for any company, not just the ones I named out, like all the people out there that has a business that want to get or have consistency when it comes to their ad play or anything of that nature, to tap in and just work with us, and we can tell you exactly when your commercials will run, and you will get supported on our social media as well. And it's cool because this is really what I believe in. And again, it goes back to my history before anybody knew anything about Nexxlegacy and Charles. I've always been a giver at heart. So this is still in my pathway to be able to deliver and do something for the businesses out there. Will it guarantee success? No, because that's going to still be up to you. But at least you're going to have the opportunity to have some millions of listeners tap in, listen to see what you got. So then the work is going to still be up to you to either enhance and grow your website, or enhance and grow your product, or do whatever it is you need to do musically or artistically to be able to get the mission out. So, we're just a helping hand in the delivery on how you go about your business.
Definitely, definitely. And what's so dope about these partners is the fact that Um, a lot of them are stuff that we use out all the time. Like I go to Walgreens all the time. I use Amazon for to buy beads. Hell, I just went and got a really dope price off of Southwest my flight to Miami. Like there's stuff that we use anyways, so why not just go to the site, support, and get a discount? By the way, we got really good discounts as well on so many of the products that everyone uses. So yeah. Are there any other questions before we get on?
Okay, this is Antoinette. Okay, so I just need to know how we go about um getting the some more partners in. Like, who do I need to talk to so I can begin my little rollout for partners?
That would definitely.
As far as partner, you know what? It depends on and partners. I don't want to say it's necessarily a tricky situation. It's just really a target base, Antoinette.
Mhm.
And you're gonna, obviously you're gonna be, connected with us. So there's gonna be a handful of opportunities that you can explore, but also there is a there is I don't want to,
You can. You don't have
I
to. You don't have to. You don't have to. You can give it to me offline if you.
yeah,
Okay, let's do
I'll
that.
give it to you. I'll give it
You
to you
know, cause.
offline, but at the end of the day, I think it's just the target market that you want to see yourself and Next Legacy be a part of.
Okay.
But also not just the big companies though. Like, the big companies is all nice and it's beautiful. It looks great,
Mhm.
but I want those rising businesses to just make sure that they have the opportunity to be able to have a voice within not just the United States but elsewhere,
Mhm.
that could probably benefit from the traffic that we get, so
Mhm.
that can be able to help and enhance their business. So at the end of the day, it's open season, but
Mhm.
also the target market is really that said business or that said entertainer who really wants to be able to have an avenue of looks at when it comes to a specific skill set that they have or what their business is all about. So anybody that want to ask more questions or any questions, they can hit me up at branded branded at Nexxlegacy nexxlegacy.com. And then I'll make sure that I supply anything you need in terms of information regarding any potential partnerships that may come out of it. And I always feel like this: if you have a specific budget and you know where this budget is coming from, I always feel like every business should have one. I have one. Sometimes I want to try to do my best to be under budget. Sometimes it don't work out that way, and maybe on a month I might just exceed that budget slightly. But it's really going to be up to a business to really find out exactly what the budget is all about and what they need to do to be able to get it out to the people. So that's where we come in. So again, branded at nextlegacy.com is any information that anybody has in regards to it.
Awesome sauce. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us today on the very first Next Legacy Club meeting. If you haven't already done so and you're on the replay, make sure that you go ahead and hit that greenhouse and join us, because we'll be doing this a couple times a week. And make sure you guys tune in every day for Next Legacy, Legacy Platform Service. Go to download the app, go to www.nextlegacy.com, or go to your Apple Store or Google Play, type in NEXXLEGACY. So make sure that you follow follow the owner of Next Legacy at Charles Madison at I'm Charles Madison on Instagram, and make sure that you follow Walter Hungry and Humble 21 on all social media, and follow myself, Danaya Azure, DANAYAAZURE.
All right, squad. Everybody have a good one. Antoinette, appreciate you. And
Hey, peace.
Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing day. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.